There now follows a special announcement. Look, Sleepy Wooloo! Okay, so good evening, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself in this weird, wild, wacky world of ours, and welcome to an exciting installment of Darkness in Dublin. This evening's scene takes place a few hours prior to the great clash that occurred when Lord Aishar's ritual had reached its zenith, and many interesting and odd individuals were forced to gamble their chances for the fate of all mankind. Outside the barricade that is raised, many mages currently relax. They meditate, they gather themselves, they ready their energies for the fight that is to come. For the record, because he is going to be heavily involved in the scene, Lord Saisho is present. He is seated, meditating under a nearby tree, his legs crossed, his eyes closed. Leaning against the tree is this woman, who is covered from head to toe in tattoos. Her eyes are closed, but she does not appear to be asleep. She is standing, leaning against the tree, however, clearly at peace or contemplation. I will let everyone describe what they are doing, and then I will get to Saskia. So, Wooloo / Theodis, what are you up to?
Wooloo. Wooloo and friends. Is, well, it's probably following after Georgie and failing miserably because he cannot go very fast.
Okay, we will continue. Douglas, how's it going, Dougie? You doing good, Dougie boy? The Dougster? Liam?
Take that as a hard no.
Liam.
Yeah.
Liam. Liam, if you don't come back, I drop kick Wooloo.
Oh no.
No, don't eat no Wooloo. Wooloo.
I will shear it. All right. In that case, Cassidy, what are you up to, my dear?
Cassidy would, for once, she does actually have the woad on her face, because this is a rather important occasion. She's sitting probably opposite side of the tree to Saisho and is meditating.
Okay. And Jason. How is our dear friend Damien? Mr. Wolf.
He's doing okay. It is always a bit nerve-wracking when you're waiting for an event that you're sort of dreading but know that is coming. So he's a bit off to the side, has got one foot kneeling, the other one handing, hands out, head bowed, and he's very calmly, seems to be praying. If anyone wants to know what he's praying, they simply can ask. And he's readying himself for the battle to come, and that's it.
All right, so Liam, have you arrived back? Az doesn't love us anymore. It's fine.
I poked him on Discord to no response. So.
All right, so. Hey, Georgie, you're on a scale of 1 to sloshed. Well, you stopped at a bar before coming here, and you're very stressed. So,
I mean, she didn't stop at the bar. She just went to like a grocery store and bought like the cheapest stuff that you can buy like a lot of. And she's probably going to the temple first. Doesn't find Saisho there. Gets.
There's a poor Theodis and a Wooloo trailing in your wake. I will point out that common people don't seem to be able to see the Wooloo.
Theodis also begins to notice the sheep following him and looks he looks very troubled. What is this sheep doing that is following him? What is this?
D'Onofrio did say that you would eventually get your own familiar.
God, yeah. Why is it a
She
farm
also-
animal?
she also said it would be He also said, and I quote, it would be linked deeply to that innermost place of you, that innermost center, your true consciousness.
Sleeping sheep.
His innermost consciousness. Woo woo. Does
But
this
yeah, so-
mean that? Does that mean that Theodos is soft and fluffy on the inside?
Yes.
Ah,
So, Georgie, you are pretty over the hills and far away. When you
Oh,
went
yeah.
to the temple, which also serves as a hotel, you may or may not have punched one of the bouncers. It's fine. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, probably.
But you have been directed to where Lord Sisho is preparing for this evening's engagement. And as you walk over a grassy hill,
Oh, one moment, because she will bring the broom that she's been using like the past weeks.
okay. As you crest over a grassy knoll, small hill down, you see the road spread out in front of you where the mages have erected their barricade. And you will indeed see the collection of people sitting at the side of the road, including Sisho. He's sitting with his eyes closed.
She'll stumble up. The good thing about having the broom is that it kind of serves as a a stick, walking stick at this point. But she'll walk up to Sisho, stands like before him, kind of just for roleplay sake, kind of blocking the sun, if there is any, and she'll just raise up one knee, break the broom on top of on her knee, and just throw it in front of him.
Do you throw it physically at him or just in front of him?
In front of him.
He doesn't. His eyes don't seem to open. He continues to sit there. For all of you around, you will hear the snapping of wood and what sounds like very haggard breathing.
Yeah, this would catch Cassidy's attention, and she would break her meditation and move over to Georgie.
seen angry Theodos dawdling behind.
Are you okay?
Oh.
Oh, no. Sorry.
Oh yeah, there's a sheep
Liam.
following Theodos.
We have a Liam.
Oh, Liam.
We do have a Liam.
Hello there.
Basically, the scene is set just before people go off to fight Lord Aishar. So, what is Liam doing outside with the other mages as he prepares?
Trying not to shit himself.
You can play some music.
Yeah, sure.
You know what? Because it's Liam, he's playing Whiskey in the Jar by Metallica. There you go.
I was going to go with Through the Fire and Flames by Dragon Force because it's ridiculous.
That is also acceptable, but you're not Herman Lee. Get over yourself. So yeah. Sorry. At this point, Theodos, you will catch up. For the record, when you throw it, you will see this woman. Some of you know, some of you don't. Her eyes snap open, and she uses her shoulder to kind of leverage herself up, and she turns and takes a step forward.
Yeah,
But,
well, she can do that. That's fine. Georgie is mainly fixed on Sisho, and she'll say, and her voice definitely sounds like she's drunk. Sisho.
She corrects you, and she says, "Lord Sisho."
He lost that title.
Ooh.
He doesn't appear to. He has not appeared to move yet. But you can, for those of you who got it, you see her very easily drop into a stance as the tension in the air gets very palpable, like you could cut the tension with a knife.
Could we not, please?
Georgie, let's take this somewhere else. Let's not do this here.
We will take this here. So I heard a rumor today. Human trafficking, is that true?
His eyes very slowly open. Before he says, I ponder something. 1,000 cherry blossoms fall. You wish to know something. Human trafficking. An interesting term. What about it is it true?
Are you a part of that?
I should first contemplate before he says, people wish to go to places. They wish to see places. They wish to do things. That is my duty.
And what is your price?
I beg your pardon?
And what is your price?
He holds up
How
a
many
hand.
die?
You see him hold up a handful of grass. He basically takes a handful of grass, he pulls it up, and he opens his palm, and he lets the grass float from his hands on the breeze as he says, does the dragon stop to consider the leaves, the grass beneath its feet? He flicks his hand.
You're no dragon. If you actually conducting that behavior, you're nothing more but a worm crawling under the ground.
Would somebody like to physically intercede as she makes to strike at Georgie?
Who is striking whom?
Saisho's apprentice, if any of you've ever met her name is Mayrin.
My character will try to just put his person in between and soak the blow.
Oh, those are famous last words.
Why?
Can I make a telekinesis check to stop the strike?
I just got a step aside.
Yes,
but-
you can.
Oh, shit.
What will happen is it'll be your willpower versus her willpower.
Okay. I think we're fairly even then.
Yeah, she's got a pretty good willpower pool. It's not insurmountable, but it's pretty good.
Okay.
3 successes.
We draw.
In that case, defender wins, so her strike does go forward.
Ah, fuck.
You see, I'll tell you what. I'll half the damage that it causes
Mm-hmm.
because you basically hold her hand to tug. If you understand me.
Yeah, I try to misdirect it as opposed to straight up stopping it, like freezing her in place.
All right, so my dear, whatchamacallit, my dear Damien, you have said some words. Let's see if you regret them.
Yeah, let's have a look.
So that is 7, 6 carryover. She has a strength of 4 plus 6. She's just going for an ordinary strike, nothing fancy. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bashing damage. So that will half and round up due to this. So you will take 4 bashing damage. Please soak with your stamina. That hurts a lot.
Stamina, 3 dots.
Okay, I'll roll that for you, sir.
Thank you.
No worries at all. Yes, because this is before you would be given the buff, which would have raised your stamina.
Correct.
Ooh, you only take 1 bashing. That's still stun.
Yeah, he takes the punch and just stays there. He is not actively attacking the apprentice.
Amusing that one who binds themselves to their own vices choose to moralize with me.
I'm sorry, I did not catch that properly.
He said, amusing that one who binds themselves to their own vices chooses to moralize with me.
At least I'm choosing my own vices and I'm not putting them upon others.
There is a distinct difference between drinking and selling people.
What is the value of a life?
More than that of a bottle of rum.
Much greater.
My organization have existed in the Akashic Brotherhood for time immemorial. The Golden Dragon Society do what must be done so that we may continue our fight against that which is truly evil. It has always been so. It will always be so.
Hmm.
Do you have any idea how much revenue this brings into our organization every year?
We will find another way.
Sideshow, his eyes open, he hops up onto his feet and he says, and why is that for some little apprentice to say?
Because someone has to say it clearly. Because apparently, decency is not part of our brotherhood. Nor is honor.
You spit words that you do not understand, child.
Well, I do not understand your reasoning, but I understand what honor is.
Do you?
More so than you, it seems.
Sideshow
You let your
holds.
apprentice fight for you?
Okay. Venus is just going to dawdle on in front of these two.
Sideshow extends a hand, at which point, Georgie, you feel every muscle in your body contract. Literally, it is on. He's basically causing every muscle in your body to spasm.
Yeah, she probably goes down.
Yeah. You can't even talk. Like, it's wordless squeaks and squeals of pain. You can't actually maneuver your mouth enough to even scream properly. My. It spits words it does not even understand. If anyone has Life 3 and Prime anything, they can unweave this effect if they want.
God damn it.
This
You
is
don't
why
have
Prime's really good.
Yeah, Prime is the counter magic. No
I
one?
can't unweave life magic. I only have Prime.
And I only have life.
I might be able to help.
Does Douglas have Prime in Life?
I know he has both. It just depends whether or not he has enough. What's the word? Life.
You don't. It's just you need the spheres at one.
Oh yes, then he can.
Okay. Just wanted to say I have Prime 2 and Life 2.
Yep, you can both do it if you'd like. Both roll me your
Yep.
Rita difficulty 7.
Arite 3, difficulty 7. Could you roll that for me?
By all means. Ooh, Dougie boy, my Dougie boy, you doing good, son. All right. Between the three of you, you don't get enough. Basically, what you do is you get enough to batter the effect, so the effect of the effect is no longer sufficient to maintain it. So, how do you both counterspell him? Like, what are your physical movements or gestures, or how is it you physically force back the magic?
Could I say that Douglas channels it through his music playing?
What does he say though?
something.
We're on the highway to hell.
I mean, you're not wrong there.
True
sure.
dat.
Let's go with that.
All right. So, but Georgie, basically, you feel the effect slacken as Saisho raises an eyebrow.
She'll try and get back on her feet again. I may hope that the Code of Honor will help with that.
Yeah, you can get back on your feet.
Cassidy would also help her up.
Is that all you can do?
I really don't think this is the best time for us to be fighting between ourselves. Couldn't we do this when we aren't all gonna die?
Saisho very calmly puts his hand on the hilt of his sword, and he's going to make the motion to draw it unless somebody stops him.
Sheep. There is that briefest moment where he just looks at the sheep as in, are you gonna help me? And then just
If it helps, you get sleep at your feet.
I'm just gonna say, as he's drawing that sword, Douglas just has Hyun's death playing repeatedly in his head.
Anyone going to try and physically stop him? We're going to try and intercede.
No, Fearless is going to intercede and simply say, wait, there is a better time and place. This is unnecessary. On the eve of the apocalypse, the last thing we need is to be splattering each other over the grassland.
Can we do that after we have taken care of the great problem? After that, as far as I'm concerned, you can slit each other's throats. But
Yeah,
let's try
rather
to
than
save the
have-
world.
I'm currently of the opinion of I'd happily forgive anyone if they're willing to help us in this situation.
I would challenge you to an honorable duel.
Shut up! He's gonna mute her. He's gonna mute her. He's gonna mute her right now. He's gonna fucking mute that bitch.
Saisho will just say, I accept.
No! Can I mute her before she has a chance to finish?
No, you
Because the moment I hear challenge, I'm going to cast a fucking spell of silence. I will not a second fucking time in one day. No. Wukong has taught me. This is cosmic lesson for me, fuck damn it.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck it. Yeah, you can roll that. You can roll a silence bubble, which is forces 3.
Oh my
It's a
god.
full-
I will spend motherfucking quintessence.
Okay. It's difficulty 7, so how much quintessence are you going to spend? You can spend up to 3.
All mages can hold quintessence run, right?
Well, how much avatar do you have?
3.
Yeah, you can hold up to 3.
Okay. You know what? I'm just gonna fucking spend all of it.
Alright, that drops the difficulty to 5.
If it's diff 7, it'll drop it to 4, right?
Drops it to 4, right? You're sorry, I mismathed.
Oh no, I'll spend 2, invoke my instrument, lowers diff to 4.
There you go.
And then spending willpower because fuck this noise. Okay, I get 4 successes.
Yep, George, just before you start, you say, I challenge, and then you go to speak, and no sound comes out.
Is it time to roll that Berserk Flaw again?
Yes, at Bishop.
Yeah,
And-
I mean, the Berserk Flaw is random everyone. That doesn't, like...
Keep in mind, Cassidy is kind of also helping hold you up at the moment.
Mhm.
Yep, so I'm going to increase the difficulty by because you're drunk.
Never mind. I bought.
Oh,
Oh god, Cassidy is closest. Cassidy is closest, right?
Yep.
Yes. And
Okay.
does not handle violence well.
Okay.
Can my character... You first.
I'm gonna throw her away using the throw thing from like the martial arts thing.
And that's
And that's a
Sorry.
big no.
That's a big fat trigger.
Sorry.
It's okay, Cassidy. You know, Merlin likes you.
Yep, at least Merlin likes me.
Hey, Wooloo likes you too. But he's currently asleep unlucky.
Yes. He's comfy and gives no fucks.
Aw.
He is a sheep of
Oh, wait a minute. I need to look something up. What does it do again? 300.
God damn it, he is a sheep of comfort.
Wooloo.
That is gonna be 7, I think. Let me see.
If you mistreat these
No,
2 minutes,
8.
I swear to God, I'll beat you to death. Does Georgie practice a hard style or a soft style?
She practices a mixed style, but her specialty is in hard style. So the 10s don't double right now.
1, 2, 3. All right. So, Cassidy, you are thrown 3 feet onto your back.
And I'm assuming that's a willpower roll for the PTSD.
Well, what's your PTSD trigger?
There are several, violence being one of them.
You are going to not have a fun time in the
I
iShow
mean-
scene, but okay.
Whoa. Wait a minute. In game terms, the attacker needs a dex martial art dice pool equal to or higher than her opponent's dexterity. Well, she has that. With a successful roll, the martial artist can throw her opponent up to 1 yard for each success he scores on her attack roll. Okay.
Yeah, so you scored 3 successes, so it's 3 feet.
Do I still need to roll my strength and such for the impact, or can we just kind of hand wave it?
We're just going to hand wave it.
Cool.
So, Cassidy, you are thrown 3 feet onto the ground. Make me a willpower roll, difficulty 6. Woo! Smack.
I'm sorry.
And
Yeah.
she makes it.
All right. So, Georgie, what
she's visibly shaken, but she kind of shakes it off.
Georgie, what is your next action in your berserk rage?
Who's closest? Because she doesn't
I would-
recognize friend from foe anymore. So whoever is closest is gonna get the next hit.
Sideshow is.
Can I?
I was going to ask something as well.
Wait, wasn't Damien in between them?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say my character is opportune place to be smacked about.
What was I going to say? What were you going to say, Douglas, Diggy boy?
I was going to ask, can he create a ring of fire around Georgie to stop trying contain the rage?
She will charge right through the fire.
Ah, shit. I was hoping to have an excuse to sing Burning Ring of Fire.
It's really funny because she botched the test. It's really bad.
It's really bad. Is it not an idea to just roll initiative? Because I don't know if people are going to interfere or whatever. But
Yeah, we should probably roll initiative.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, who wants to actually get involved in the initiative is the next important question.
I need to stop it, so.
Douglas will.
Okay, Fearless has
Same here.
9.
15.
It was Dex plus wit, correct.
Sideshow goes on a 33.
Oh boy.
Fun little mage trick. When you have time 3 or 4, you can amp up how many dice you roll for your initiative,
Nice.
and you keep them all.
I have a dice pool of 7 for initiative, if somebody could roll that.
I can do the thing.
Thank you.
Fun trick I will keep in mind for the Aisha scene.
You have a 9, Damien.
9 and 7,
Oof.
16.
That's big oof. And my
That roll
Rin,
was made of sad.
has a total of 18.
Whoa. Okay.
She is zippy quick.
Sorry. A
Was it
dice pool
my-
of 7.
My Lin or my Rin?
My Rin.
Rin. Okay.
So, what Sideshow does a thing. Sideshow is master of mind magic. Okay. So, Saskia, what's your current willpower?
7 still.
Okay, cool.
I think I have everyone. If I forgot some, no, I forgot.
It's okay. Cassidy's is like 5. So
Okay, yeah, but I also forgot Liam, unless he's not interfering.
Oh, Douglas rolled a 13.
Okay, check. Give me one moment. Maybe it's not necessary, but you know.
It's really not. Sasha just points at you and says sleep, and you immediately do.
Okay.
It's like.
Oh, that was quick.
Does anyone here speak Japanese?
I hilariously
Nope.
wait. Let me double
Nope.
check. I'm gonna double check because I do have a hilarious amount of languages, but I don't. I think that's one of the very few languages Fetus does not speak.
it wasn't that low. It's a 5.
Oh, sorry.
Let's see. He
That was a
speaks
bit-
English, Latin, French, Irish, Italian, German, Gaelic, Greek, Mandarin, Arabic, Spanish, Breton, Egyptian, Sanskrit, and Russian, but not Japanese or Korean.
Would you like to switch one of those for Japanese?
I'll switch. You know, I'll switch Breton for Japanese.
That makes sense.
Breton's
That's
not really spoken anywhere anymore. It's like speaking within a very extreme minority. It's technically not a dead language, but
I mean, Cassidy has
Right.
Old Norse. So
well, I've got so many languages. I've actually split them between modern and dead.
Sasha just looks at Mayrin and he says something in Japanese. He just says, "Take her. I'll rewrite her mind later."
Well, ooh. Venus is just going to say out loud, what do you mean rewrite her mind?
Do you say that in Japanese or in English?
He's going to say that in English.
What the fuck?
I will simply reprogram her.
She's not a bloody machine for you to reprogram.
The mind is such an interesting toy when you know how to play with it.
It's not a fucking toy.
and
Oh,
I
yes.
thought you were disgusting enough as it is.
You know, I'd join in arguing against you, but I saw what you did to Hyun, so I'm just going to sit here and be quiet.
I mean, valid.
I love this game.
What is my sheep doing? Is my sheep gonna? What's my sheep? Is sheep still sleeping?
The sheep is it's currently snuggled up to Mayrin like, Wooloo. Wooloo. It likes her for some reason.
Evan, is my avatar doing anything? Or
No.
is he smart? He's smart.
It's not necessarily he's smart, it's just that this is not his battle to fight.
Fair enough.
This is my tradition, mate. I will decide what is best for her. She is under my authority. And I don't have time to deal with children.
So opposing human trafficking makes her a child.
We do what is necessary to fight the Technocratic Union. What we have done to fight Nefandi and Marauders. We do what is necessary. You may find it
So
distasteful.
the end justifies the means.
What is human life? What is human life but an insect that staggers from one insequential action to another when we have the Ascension War to fight?
What does that say of your life then?
He kind of looks at Theodos like, do you want to elaborate on that statement?
Are you suggesting that you are fair game?
Define fair game.
If life is this insignificant, then
The life
By
of
the logic,
the life of an ordinary human is insignificant.
That would insinuate he's human. He's a monster.
no, that's not entirely fair. Partially
I'm-
true. Well,
I am
that's
also-
that's not fair either. My apologies for the interruption.
I'm also not entirely human.
I was going to say.
Makes
But-
you no less a monster.
Yes. Yes, one. In fact, my tradition could make the argument, given that our relationship with spirits is often utilitarian at best. But that's neither here nor there, I suppose.
As in, you wrap a slave collar around their neck and tell them to do your bidding. I am more than familiar with the craft as it pertains to the Order of Hermes.
Mhm.
You enslave one thing, I enslave another. Why is there any difference between the two?
Personally, I have done neither. Although I am quite happy to criticize the practices of my tradition. I've done so in the past, I'll do so again. I do not blindly follow the principles of my tradition. What growth could there possibly be earned from that?
And yet, every sleeper is a potential mage.
This is true. We were all ordinary humans at one point.
Yeah, even those relatives of mine that still live. If I live to see this through, I might just as well help them along and awaken. So, yeah, lost potential.
He leans down for and picks up Georgie with one hand, showing the fact he's actually amazingly strong. I like how the sleeping picture has pizza.
With mine too, can I just wake her up?
You'd have to override Sideshow's command.
Okay.
I don't have enough mind for that. Oh, bugger.
Though you can tell, as he's concentrating, he's actively doing something.
Okay. I'm quite curious. What if my familiar is my familiar just being an idle nonce? Is Wooloo just woolooing, or is it perhaps trying to guide me in some subtle way?
It seems to very much like his apprentice. To the point the apprentice has picked it up, but is kind of holding it at arm's length, like, I'm not sure what to do with you, but Wooloo appears to be happy.
He's going to turn to Mayrin. You have not yet spoken your opinion. Also, I'm happy that this sheep appears to like you.
It is somewhat darling. I'm not sure if I wish to hug it or eat it.
At the thought of eating it, Cassidy just kind of winces because,
Is Cassidy a vegetarian?
yes.
Excellent. She looks at Theodos and she says, why should I have an opinion in this matter?
Are you not an individual?
I obey my master's commands.
Yeah, following orders blindly. That has never gone terrible for any humans, he says sarcastically.
You feel as though I should have an opinion on this matter?
If you were to have one, what would it be?
She appears to contemplate for a few moments. She She then looks at Notsaisho and she says in Japanese, "She is not worth it, master. After all, why is it that you would deign to stoop so low that a dragon would have to descend from earth to touch mortal felt?" Saisho appears to contemplate that for a few moments before he very unceremoniously just drops Georgie on the ground and flicks his hand as if he's touched something unclean.
I suppose that's
Damien rushes. Yeah, Damien rushes to help.
I'll just telekinetically catch her.
Once again, every time you do that, you take a point of paradox.
Okay, I'm not going to do that. I'll make it so that her. Actually, no. People are going to catch her. It's fine.
Yep.
All the vulgar magic. But no.
You have, in fact, taken 2 points of paradox in this scene.
Pardon?
You have, in fact, taken 2 points of paradox in this scene.
That is completely, because I used a vulgar spell and then used telekinesis to deflect Mayron's blow. He'll kind of look respectfully towards Mayron and then look down at this new sheep and smile at it as in, "You did good," and he will pat the Wooloo.
The sheep kind of hops up and hops into your arms. It's happy there.
Okay, how big is it if it can fit in my arms?
It's not that big. It's literally it's only about the size of, say, Pikachu. Small sheep.
It's a teeny sheep. Okay.
All right. Saisho will then walk away with Mayrin. He doesn't seem to care to speak anymore. Georgie, when he leaves, you will awaken.
Hey there, sleepyhead.
But hey, Georgie, Lord Saisho is the greatest human being on Earth. Why would we question him?
Yeah, fair.
Oh, I'm pointing out that's what he's implanted into your head.
Yeah, I figured. Did he leave all the memories then?
God, Cassidy hates him so much.
Of her wanting to attack him and such?
Yes. However, you wake up feeling as though you were wrong. Why would I now know what I know, but why would I ever wish to strike someone that great?
Yeah.
So he's essentially kind of given you the whammy for essentially, yes, he's bad, but that doesn't matter. He is so great that all of his sins are forgivable.
Yep.
It's that kind of I love friend computer kind of.
Oh God.
Awesome game.
She'll open her eyes, blink a few times. Oh.
You okay there, Georgie?
How are you doing?
I'm going to put up Mind Sight because I know exactly what Lord Saisho is good at and what he was probably doing.
Wow, I was so stupid.
What do I see?
Essentially, think about it like this. If you think about her mind as a pathway, her mind used to go left. Now all of a sudden something yanked it and it's going right. That's what you think.
He narrows his eyes.
Cassidy would pull a metal thing of water out of her bag and hand it to Georgie.
Oh, also, Georgie, you're now stone cold sober.
Yeah, I figured. She'll take the water, drink it, realizes that it's water, still gonna swallow it, like, oh, thank you. And hands
It tastes like lavender.
She'll sort of look at the broom, she'll pick it up.
As you pick up the broom, Saskia, it mends.
She'll actually look sort of relieved at that. That must be a sign. Probably isn't, but and she'll just kind of bow in the direction of like, probably seeing Saisho's back there. She's not gonna, yell after him or anything or run up to him because she knows she did wrong, and she like cannot ask for forgiveness right now. So she's just gonna, kind of drop on the floor, holding the broom, and placing her forehead against the floor in like the respectful kind of bow. And we'll wait until he's basically out of sight.
Damien
All of
gives
you
her a very. Oh, sorry.
fucked up that is. It's very easy for you guys to put two and two together, and that is it is as disturbing as you feel it is.
Yeah, her stomach just absolutely turns. She is a level of disgusted that just.
It is not total.
Damien has a weirded out look on his face, like, oh shit. The realization washing over him.
This can be repaired in time.
God, those autocrats, I hate them.
I apologize for bringing you so much inconvenience, all of you.
No, you were perfectly justified.
I really was not. I should have known
You
better.
were.
I'm pretty sure it's the alcohol. I think it's best if I go back to the temple, see what I can do there.
Keep your head down. We'll talk later, okay?
Thank you all for helping me realize how wrong I was.
We'll talk about that when we are back and we've saved the world. Then we can talk more about it.
At least you're more worthy than I am. And yeah, she'll start walking back in the direction of the temple.
A cold shiver goes down Damien's spine.
Cool. Theodis will do something a bit. Ooh, this is gonna hurt his legs a little bit, but he's going to lift up his walking stick, which is going to put a lot of undue pressure on his legs. It's going to be friendly for a couple of seconds, as if to very briefly block her path, not to actually block it, but to grab her attention. And he will simply say, "You are plenty worthy, irrespective of what has happened here."
I've made a grave error and can only hope that my master will forgive me at some point.
Oh, I'm sure that will be fine.
Theodis, you hear a voice whisper to you,
Mm-hmm.
let her go.
I know. He won't say that out loud, but yeah. He will he'll put down a walking stick and he does is literally like because that was painful, and he'll say, I believe you had you wanted to go.
Yes.
I'll see you soon.
Thank you again, and I apologize again. I promise I'll better my ways somehow. And with that, she'll fuck off.
Okay, two things. One, as she leaves, Theodis, you feel a hand on your shoulder.
Oh, he'll turn.
You see this person standing next to you, dressed in the full monk robes.
He'll he looks a bit surprised. Does anybody else see him?
Oh, it's a her, and yes,
Oh, sorry. My bad.
everyone sees him, with the exception of Sasuke, who's walking away.
Okay.
Hello.
He turns, looks a bit surprised, but then again is not surprised because this is something mages can do with a fair degree of ease, to be honest.
She looks up at you and she smiles and she says, "The most difficult paths are oftentimes the ones strewn with stones. Oftentimes, we are the ones who place the stones in our own paths, so that we may stumble, we may struggle, until eventually we come to see the world for what it is. A road unstrewn with stones."
What?
I just hope it has not been forcibly altered for her.
Fate is a river. There is no force, there is no coercion. There is merely the flow the river will take. Ultimately, as one event flows to another, so it is that all things will change.
He just contemplates the rather paradoxical nature of that statement. No, he kind of ponders the philosophical implication, not necessarily paradoxical, but yeah, using the wrong words. I will go on. I am very smart tonight.
She smiles and she says, "As the sun must eventually rise, so the moon must eventually set. Oftentimes, people see only the evil and neglect the good. That is the nature of humanity. The good cannot wash away the evil, but the evil cannot wash away the good." You've noticed that they appear to entirely talk in palindromes.
I guess it's a quirky note, but doesn't really speak of. It's kind of at best a mild curiosity for him.
Hey Saskia, how's it going?
Walking,
Okay.
filled with shame.
As you walk away, you will see this exact same figure who is seated with a begging bowl at the entrance to the entrance to the park. They're just sitting there with a begging bowl. Their head is down. They're covered in dirt and grime. They appear to be a monk.
Well, Georgie had 20 euros given to her by selling her hats. And she was supposed to buy dinner for it. Now, she did buy a cheap flask of whatever, the cheapest that there was. So she probably has like a 15 euros left that she's just gonna, she's gonna stop and put it in the bowl.
The figure stands and they hug you.
I'm not quite sure how well she can deal with that right now, but so she'll just stiffen up.
You feel an immense sense of calm wash over you.
Okay, that will help her relax.
The sun meets the moon in the forever dance. You are not one nor the other, but both, perhaps. Always remember, the self is greater than all else. One can overcome many. Many cannot succumb, save by the will of the one.
She frowns at that, thinking about it. Have I met you before? No, sorry, apologies. Thank you for your wisdom, though.
We have not shared rice, and we have not shared a road, and yet your face I know, for it is the face that somewhere, when it is, in their darkest hour, they cry requiem for dreams. They cry tears that they do not understand. I hear those tears and wrap them around my heart. They smile.
You have a way of speaking not many use, but I thank you for your words, and I will contemplate them as I do my job.
Brother of my sister's brother. Sorry, no, that's wrong. It would be brother of my. Well, I'm just getting things right. Son to my father's wife, my brother removed. Whomso dances a dance of chaos, a dance of death, and a dance of pain, because that is the destiny written, does not mean that that is the statement of fact. Does not mean that that is all it is. Does not mean that that is all that can be. You are more than this. He is more than this. And yet, due to the nature of the dragon's dance, so it is that we all play the same merry tune and dance to the same steps as we have always done. Be greater, break the dance. Become you, find yourself.
She'll look a little bit confused at first, then kind of has that moment, and she'll nod.
They take from around their neck a small amulet that appears to be a jade seashell, and they place it around your neck.
Georgie will just, kind of touch it for a moment, and will then sort of do the same as with Sideshow, but will kneel down on the floor.
She kneels with you and she strokes your face ever so slightly. And she says, find yourself, for it's been lost. None can teach the way unless you can see it. None can show the way unless you're willing to walk it. And none can lead you unless you know where you are going.
I shall. But it's dark.
It is only dark because you have made it dark. There is only light where it is you will it to be light. You must look inside yourself through all of the broken parts until you find what is truly you.
Yes. I understand. It will take a lot of courage, and I'm not quite sure if I have that right now.
Oh, you do. Bravery is one thing that we do not lack for when it is we have the will to put one foot before the other.
Then I will take my first steps on this road.
The son of my father's wife has much to teach you about the darkness. When you have learned that, I have much to teach you about the light. We'll come to balance one another, for that is the nature of all things.
I will do my best to understand.
I know. And she kisses you on the forehead before the figure will simply vanish from your sight.
Yep. Georgie will sit there for, a moment, then realizes that, oh, wait, temple, cleaning, yes.
The figure who is still standing with Francis and the others, it just says, she has taken her first steps. And there's a smile.
That is good.
Are you going to ask this person who they are, or are you just going to let them stand there?
Yes, he's he's going to, instead of holding up his hand because his hand is taken up by a sheep, he will simply say, "I do not believe we've been introduced. Fetus Crane, Fetus Crane. This is a sheep."
Ulu!
Hello.
It is delightful to see one and all, both and everyone. I have many names, many dozen, many truths and many lies. And this face is not necessarily known to you, however it is known to some. You may call me Tripitaka.
Damien notes it down.
Does anyone know who, out of character, know who Tripitaka is?
Nope.
Nope,
Okay.
but it's probably a god.
It's not, in fact, a god.
Ah, never mind.
I did like the assumption there.
As soon as you said many names, Douglas just recited, "Oh, it's a god."
I know you told me, but my brain is mush.
It's fine. So in the book Journey to the West, the Monkey King has to escort a monk to bring back the teachings of Buddha to China. That monk is named Tripitaka.
Oh. Okay, in that case,
Now
my
I
character
remember.
would know it.
Yep. They are a very important person in Eastern literature. Actually, I think, did you not meet Tripitaka once?
Yeah, I did, but that was just Darcy.
Yes, I know. But I'm pointing out that you have in fact met them, but
Like I said, I know that I met them. I just didn't know anymore what, where, how. Like I said, it's late.
they smile and they say, "We shall now see what games fate have to play." The X-Screen.
Sorry, what did she just say? I was AFK for a moment.
We shall now see what games fate has to play.
I suppose we shall. I thought there was a hint of a hint of determination in his voice, as in he doesn't intend to be left out of that game.
And I think with that, we shall bring our scene to an end. Thank you, players, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. This has been another scene in Darkness in Dublin. Have a pleasant evening.